What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I'm getting over a cold right now, so if I sound a little funny, that's the reason. This video shouldn't be that long because I literally made two 30-minute videos back to back talking about the PlayStation Portal, and this video is just to get a point across. So I guess explaining why I'm making this video would make sense, right? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, we're gonna do a little show and tell. All right, let me turn this bad boy on. Okay, right there you go. This device is a PlayStation Portal. This device is not a PS5. It is not a PS5 Pro. It is not a PS4. This is a PlayStation Portal. This device is a PlayStation. I need if you understand what I'm saying right now, you can keep following along. If you're already confused, leave a comment. I promise you somebody in the comment section will help you out and bring you back to reality, okay? This is a PlayStation Portal. It is not a PS5. It is not a PS5 Pro. It is not a PS5 Slim. It is a PlayStation Portal. But this is a PlayStation, okay? Okay, now we're going to do something called consistency, okay? Consistency. You ready? Okay. I'll turn this bad boy on too. This is an Asus ROG Xbox Ally X. I know, very long name. Again, an Asus ROG Xbox Ally X, okay? This is not an Xbox Series X. This is not an Xbox Series S. This is not an Xbox One. But this is an Xbox. Did you understand the consistency? Did you understand the consistency there, right? Hold them both up. This is not a PS5, but it is a PlayStation. This is not an Xbox Series console, but it is an Xbox. This device is made by PlayStation, okay? I'm assuming all the parts come from Sony. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. Sony, okay? This device is made by Asus and Xbox. I don't care if the only contribution that Xbox had to it was just this button. They get credit for it. It is what it is. You don't decide that. I don't decide that. So these are both Xboxes, okay? This runs Microsoft Windows, which is owned by Microsoft. Xbox, okay? This runs some type of PlayStation UI, right? There you go, by Sony, right? So I'm going to put a poll up to show you how confused the community is as to what the PlayStation Portal is. And the reason the community is so confused is because it's hard to tell a lie over and over and over again. Eventually, you're going to mess up the lie. So because this device came out first and the PlayStation pundit, actually, no, even regular YouTubers said that this is not an Xbox. What they really meant to say was this is not an Xbox Series X or S or Xbox One, which is true. This is not that, right? But because they were so dead set on saying this is not an Xbox, now when I have a PlayStation Portal in my hand and I ask people, is this a PlayStation? I'll put the poll up right here, just for you. You guys know I don't like editing, but just for you, I'll put the poll up right here. Half of the community doesn't know how to answer the question. And it's simple. It's a PlayStation. You're going to see people arguing below. PlayStation people arguing below. Every Xbox fan out there knows that the PlayStation Portal is a PlayStation. The same way they understand that the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Ally X is an Xbox. It's not an Xbox Series S or X, okay? With all that being said, these two devices are great for the gaming industry. Again, I will never compare the ROG Xbox Ally to the PlayStation Portal because that's not fair to both devices. They do things completely differently. Okay. The ROG Ally X costs $1,000. It's way more expensive, but it can do a lot more, right? This device, though, what this video is about, is now Sony's way of saying, hey, Microsoft, I get it. You gave up on competing with us with console. Well, guess what? We're going to go to your wheelhouse and we're going to compete with you. And to me, every single PlayStation fan has been saying that they want Xbox to do better because it breeds competition and to make things better. Hey, your company, the company that you've been championing, Sony, has said, hey, we want to compete. Hey, Satya Nadella, you think you're competing with TikTok? No. You're still competing with us. We're still a big man on campus. They have a device that is completely dedicated to cloud gaming now on their infrastructure. You don't have to guess as to whether or not you're going to subscribe to GeForce Now or Game Pass or Moonlight or whatever other booster. It doesn't. No. Sony said, or Steam Link, Sony said, hey, to the PlayStation gamer, here you go. This is cloud gaming that's going to feel natural to you because it's on our controller, on our device, with our UI. Here you go. And what this allows now is that there's no need for a PlayStation 5. This used to be an accessory. I'm going to say that again. This used to be just an accessory. That's a better word. Just an accessory. It is no longer just an accessory. If you want to use this as an accessory, you can. But let's use what the name calls it. This is a portal to play PlayStation games. A true portal. You don't even need a PS5. Now, if you want to use it with a PS5, more than welcome, right? Enhances the feature, right? Because you can stream every single game that you have on your PS5. The same way now that this, let's stick to the name, if you want to, is simply an ally to your Xbox experience. Whether you're gaming on PC, on a full-blown PC, or you're gaming on the Xbox Series X or S, this is just an ally to that experience, right? But what both devices are right now, these devices are right now, they are standalone devices if you want to use them as such. Meaning a consumer can go out there and simply buy the ROG Xbox Ally and be an Xbox gamer. Or a consumer can simply buy a PlayStation Portal and be a PlayStation gamer without the need of the console. Listen, Sony right now, in my opinion, is cooking. I love that they did this. Because to me, Xcloud is garbage. Now, I made a video today comparing the two, right? And in some instances, Xcloud ran just a little bit better on the Gcloud, but this is way more comfortable, way more streamlined. It's just, I would have to test it out a little bit more to make a definitive decision. But this is great, and Sony is only going to make this better. Sony is taking the fight to Xbox. You want to run away? No. Could you imagine this holiday season? People are going to be either pick up a $650 Xbox Series X, a $450 Xbox Series S, okay, a $400 PlayStation Slim, or they can buy a $200 PlayStation Portal with 1 year of PlayStation Premium, and it'll still be cheaper. This is now the cheapest way to gaming this generation. Sony did that like this. That's great. That's genius. This is amazing. But the PlayStation fan base is going to have a problem with this because they know if they call this a PlayStation, they have to call that an Xbox. How could you not? How could you be so disingenuous? How could you be so disingenuous? This doesn't play any games native. None of your games native. It's a PlayStation. This can play your Xbox games natively, PlayStation games natively, or you can stream your Xbox games, your Steam games as well. I don't know if I could put the PlayStation app on this, Somebody said that you could. But last time I used a PlayStation app on PC, it didn't work. But essentially, if I could put, I'm going to try it tonight. If I could put the PlayStation app on this and turn this essentially into a portal, I mean, it is what it is. But regardless, this is great. Sony doing this is great. They're taking it to Microsoft to compete. So now Microsoft has to make a better cloud system. The only thing that was competing with Microsoft Xcloud, GeForce Now, which is tremendous, but you still got to buy your games plus subscribe, right? You still got to buy your game plus subscribe, which is the biggest problem people had with Stadia. Remember, when people hated that you had to buy your games on Stadia and then and stream games that you own or whatever, but you don't really own them because they're on the cloud, right? Then you have Luna, which is a subscription-based streaming service as well, which has games, but it's not that popular. I don't see many people rocking Luna. But Sony, the juggernaut of this, jumping in on this, saying we're going to compete with Xbox, this is great. This is not a problem for anybody. Now, this is the icing on the cake here, okay? Xbox flat out came out and said, no Xbox required. You don't need an Xbox. Sony is not saying everything is a PlayStation. They're not even close to that. But what they are saying is, you don't necessarily need a PS5. You don't necessarily need a PS5. They might not be saying it out loud like Xbox is. But you and I both know Ghost of Yotei is going to go to PC. Right? Ghost of Tsushima's over there. Why wouldn't Ghost of Yotei go? Right? All the PlayStation games are going to go to PC, except maybe Astro Bot, right? Because Astro Bot, you got to really use the controls or whatever. But now Sony is saying, hey, you could take your games anywhere too with this bad boy without the need of a console. And for those of you that are upset about that, I think you're being foolish. The next move, what I would love to see Sony do, I would love, hey, Microsoft teamed up with Fire Stick. I would love to see Sony team up with Google Chrome. Whoo! Could you imagine if Sony and Google got together and they used the Stadia technology for cloud streaming? Oh my goodness, Stadia was amazing. Oh my god, that'd be phenomenal. The last thing PlayStation has to do, and it's a rumor out there, I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, is drop games day and date on PC. And apparently there was this rumor of this like cross play or cross buy thing going on in PlayStation. Is it true? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't like believing rumors. At first I said, am I being trolled? Everybody said, oh, yes, I'm being trolled. And somebody verified it, I guess. I still don't know. And what hurts me the most is that I can't even look at PlayStation channels because PlayStation channels don't know anything about PlayStation. I'm speaking nothing but facts right now. Your favorite PlayStation YouTuber does not know anything about PlayStation. They know more about Xbox than they know about PlayStation. This is what I mean. In this YouTube space, you have pro Xbox gaming channels, and then you have anti Xbox gaming channels. There are no pro PlayStation channels that only talk about PlayStation. Please tell me who. Please tell me who. Please tell me who runs a gaming channel that only talks about PlayStation and knew that this stuff was happening. PlayStation dropped this and nobody knew? Nobody knew this was happening. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great. I really hope. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. If PlayStation does cloud streaming better than the Xbox, Xbox better figure it out quick. Because what they don't want to lose is the Cloud Wars. Shout out to my boy Cowboy. You remember Cowboy when we were going to start doing Cloud Wars and stuff, right? It sounded crazy. They don't want to lose the Cloud Wars. And what they don't want to do is come in third place again in the PC realm if Sony decides to make a PC app. I'm just saying, we know Steam is going to be number one. Sony was going to take a while before they beat Steam, if they ever do beat Steam. But I'm just saying, if I'm PlayStation, this is the reality. There's no console gamer. They're very, very minimal. They're all liars. Console gamers that'll leave a PlayStation to go to PC just because games are coming out day and date on PC. That's a lie. They love the ease of use. The console, the PlayStation console, PS5 is more than adequate for this generation. It's more than adequate for this generation. Everything that Sony has dropped themselves on the PlayStation has been above 30 frames. That's more. 60 frames is more than enough. Let's not lie. I'm being totally honest right now, right? I understand the Xbox gamer that left Xbox to go to PC, like me, for more frames. I bought the more expensive console. I wanted the power. You didn't give me the power. I'm out. Got to pay a premium to make sure I get the power, but it is what it is. Now, this next hardware that Xbox is dropping, supposedly, we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. This is great news. This is amazing. This is a PlayStation. Watch the comments try to argue. This is a PlayStation. This is an Xbox. The only reason you might not want to call this an PlayStation is because you don't want to admit that this is an Xbox. It may not be the PlayStation you want. It may not play games the way you want it to play games, but it is a PlayStation. This is an Xbox. DocDog1985. And I'm so glad we live in this gaming generation where we can have both. Guys, we could play AAA games literally while we're taking a... We out. Peace. And y'all want to complain as to what it's called. Hey, D-Batch, leave me alone. Don't you dare... I will block you. Put a comment in this. I'm tired of your... It's a damn Xbox.